Welcome, everyone, to another powerful and deeply encouraging episode of I've Got Something to Say. Today, we have a truly special guest joining us, Nathaniel Adams. Nathaniel's here to share his heart and his voice on a topic that is so vital, not being ashamed of mental illness and finding strength in our shared stories. So let's welcome Nathaniel and get this journey underway. And as always, if you find hope and light in this conversation, please remember to subscribe and enjoy the show.
I've got something to say.
I've got something to say.
I've got something to say.
Yes, I really do have something to say.
I have a whole lot to say.
Sure, I've got something to say.
I've got something to say.
I surely have something to say.
I've got something to say.
Then say it. Contact me right here, right now. Thank you.
You know, there are so many different things that go on in this world that we all don't understand because we didn't walk in those shoes.
Correct.
But I had a chance to run into and watch the journey of someone who's very dear to my heart as he dealt with a mental illness. And I applaud him today because he came to share with the world the road and the journey that people like himself had to go to and through.
Yes.
And he's just going to tell you from his perspective. But before we get started, I asked that he would introduce himself and then afterwards just begin anywhere he'd like and tell his story. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Nathaniel Adams.
And let's just start from the beginning. What did you experience and how did it make you feel?
The experience was terrible. I didn't know that I was sick, and I think that's the case of everyone that is sick. They don't realize they're sick until something tragic happened in your life. And I had a lesion on my brain. I also, during the same time, I had a back surgery, and things just wasn't going correctly, wasn't going right at all.
Right. When did you first realize that something was wrong?
I can't pinpoint it because a lot of things have transpired during that time, but I felt normal. I had asked my doctor that I had headaches. I suffer from migraines, and when they prescribed some medication for me, for 2 years I was on it. And I thought I was getting better, but eventually it was wearing my body down and making me see things that to me I see, but in reality they say that wasn't there.
Looking back, were there any warning signs or?
No, ma'am, I don't recall any warning sign. Like I stated, I felt normal, but when you feel normal and you think you're normal, you are normal to yourself, but the world still turns and you have to be a part of the world, and I wasn't.
You know, I just went to a funeral of an uncle of mine, and he was ashamed of what was going on in his head, and one side of him knew that it wasn't normal, but the other side couldn't help. He was hearing voices and things in his head, and he was so ashamed he didn't get any help until it was too far gone. What would you say to people who are suffering some of these things to encourage them and let them know that it's okay?
First of all, I think you got to be honest with yourself, and the people around you, if they love you, they would help you. My case, I didn't hear voice, I started seeing things. And maybe, in my opinion, they were real to me. But after a lot of psychological testings and stuff, my mental capacity was good, but it still was affecting me, and I needed to get some help.
Yeah. It's scary to me because we don't know what people see. And many a times when you're trying to tell that to somebody, they don't believe you.
Nope.
Because that is like something that seems so far-fetched.
Yes, it is.
What were some of the things that you saw?
I would see people with a normal body but with a big head, and some look like old time pictures of witches that was in books that you could see, and to me that was just real. It
Right.
was real. It was real.
And because it was so real, it had to have caused your emotions to kick in,
Oh,
which
yes.
would probably be fear because you
Yes.
don't see those things all the time.
No, don't you?
You're going from normal to big heads. That would scare the heck out of me, and
I was-
probably cause me to even digress, go back further than I was.
Yes.
How did you feel at that time?
I was scared. At times I wouldn't go nowhere, but I always relied and not changed my testimony of what I seen. I didn't hear voices, what I seen with my own eyes. And it was really real to me, but no episode happens that I had to defend myself, but I always thought people was following me and doing stuff to me, things to me to make me aggravated, and that's very scary.
Now, is that a part of the process? What did the doctors say?
The doctor said that whatever I seen to me, but in reality it wasn't so.
Right. And so they were the ones to kind of get you to start seeing that there was something wrong?
Yes, they did.
Okay, and how was your will to understand it and accept it?
My will was strong to get some help. I checked myself into a rehabilitation place, and they work with you. But the first thing you have to do in anything is be honest with yourself. You have to let yourself know what you're going through.
Right. And when you say that, you realize that what you were seeing, even in your eyes they were there, but you knew that it was odd.
Was very, very odd.
Okay, so you knew that. So when you checked yourself, what was the final straw that caused you to go in and check yourself in?
You become anxious. I was anxious a lot of times and didn't want to see this. And if I did see it, to have somebody else from the outside looking in instead of me inside looking out to help me with this problem that I have.
So you were proactive with yours.
Yes.
What would you say to those who's not?
First of all, I would say, please be honest with yourself, and find people that are your closest relatives or friends or lovers or whatever. They need to help you digest this, and then if help is required, get you some help.
Right. Did you destroy anything while you were in those states, but were you trying to figure out what was going on? Were there things that were destroyed
Personally,
in your life?
No, I still have my license to drive, and
Good.
that part of it was real. And they seen, because they'll test you to see what your IQ is. And I was taking tests daily, and they couldn't come up with something that I could understand. I was diagnosed with dementia, liver bodies, and schizophrenia. And not knowing where it came from, but it happened.
Can you tell the people in the camera that they're not crazy? It's like other illnesses. You get a cold, you get a flu.
Yes.
You know, some people get leukemia, and some
Yes.
people get mental illness. It's just an illness.
It's just an
And
illness.
is there a cure for it?
For mine, I don't think so. They can just be treated with medication. I take medication. Probably have to take it for the rest of my life to help me sleep, and having a good support team. You have to have that.
Well, I've been watching. I have to be honest with you guys. I know this guy, and he's come a long ways back to acting his normal self. So he simply said medication.
Medication.
Just like any other thing, if you have the flu, you're going to take medication. It's nothing to be embarrassed about.
No, it's not.
It's something to go look for help about. What would you say was the hardest part of that journey?
Starting to accept that my behavior had changed, and the next step, I think, was to get the help from the people that are qualified to help you. Get the right people to help you. And I had some wonderful people at the place I was at. It didn't seem like it at first, but they were very caring, and they helped me to associate my reality with the reality that we live in.
Mm-hmm. What about forgiving yourself?
Well,
How do you deal with that? Because when you're in that state, sometimes you just say some things and you do some things, and you have to kind of go back and clean up.
You have to.
So how would you encourage somebody to forgive themselves?
It's not the worst thing in the world, but it can be if you don't get some help. And like the pastor stated, you have to go back, because a lot of the things that was done, you got to try to overdo them, undo it, and then try to make it right, and try to pursue each day as one day at a time.
But it's doable.
It's doable.
Well, you look good to me. You feel good. Is this a happy time in your life?
It is. Getting back, I think I lost out on a lot. You will lose out on a lot of things, monetary value of things, but if you have your life with you and have a good support team, I think that you can overcome it.
Do you have any spiritual guidance or?
Oh yes, I read the Bible a lot. I'm religious. I come from a religious family, and that helps. It really helps. And when you don't know, you ask people that do know, and they will help you with your situation, not making fun of you or thinking that you are out on a limb or something. I didn't have that, but I knew something was wrong, and just trying to live at it one day at a time now.
So the main thing is just being able to recognize that there is a problem, and go do something about it.
Yes, ma'am.
But then earlier you said there's this thin line because you really don't realize that there's a problem.
No, you don't. I was thinking that I was normal, and by all accounts I was normal, but my reality wasn't the reality I was living in. Not seeing people with big heads and really small bodies, and I didn't hear anything. That's what the counselors was telling me. I didn't never said I heard anything. My perception is what I seen.
You're amazing. You're amazing to me because, one, you are at the point now where you're able to share what you've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that mental illness is a huge issue. I don't know if there's something in our foods. I don't know if the doctors are doing something, but I know that it is a huge problem. And there's so many people suffering from it. And
they're hiding from it instead of just not embracing it, but come out, just like anything else, come out and identify it and get on your course to better yourself.
What would you recommend to be the first step? Once they say, okay, I want to do something about it, what is the first step that they should take?
Being honest with yourself. I feel if it's going to hurt you, but being honest with yourself, and then get you a support team. And that support team don't necessarily have to be the physician. It could be your significant other and family, friends, and being there for you because they knew your behavior before and they know something is wrong, and I have a good support team.
Okay. And so once you get the support team, what is their first step? They're saying, okay, what is their next step? They're saying, okay, I have my brother, my sister, and my friend here now, but I still have this problem. I'm still hearing and seeing things. What should I do now to overcome this problem?
And that's when I believe then the professional help will help identify where you are. They didn't tell me I didn't see it. They told me I did see it, but that reality was my own perceptions of reality.
Right. So you would recommend that they go see a doctor?
I would recommend.
What kind of doctor would they go to first, do you think?
In that field, it's a lot of psychology doctors out there, and you get into the state where his whole team will evaluate you. Okay. And I had a lot of evaluation because that's the only thing that will make you well is the tests that they gave me, I was able to pass them. Because what they looking at is you don't have a clue in your mind what they're looking for. So I was able to pass all the tests.
Now, what about the medication? A lot of people are afraid to take those medications because you hear all of these scary stories. What do you say about that?
If I just believe that some people know a little bit more than other people, and in their career they have diagnosed, witnesses, and test the medication that they're on. And you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to do it and be doable with it.
Right. So that's awesome. Okay, so if you had, after all that you've been through, if there's anything that you would like the world to know about you and your experience, what would be that main thing?
Well, to feel normal and being normal is one thing, but when it's not being normal, you have to seek help. You really have to seek help.
Seek help. So there you go, guys. Listen. Mental illness is another illness.
Yes, ma'am.
It does not mean that you're doomed.
No.
It does not mean that life is over. It does not mean that people think you're crazy, because you're not. It does not mean that you become a joke to everyone. Mental illness is just what it is. There's an illness going on in the mind.
Right.
And if the devil can steal your mind, he can take everything.
Yes.
And so he tries. The Bible says that he comes to kill,
Steal,
to steal, and to destroy.
destroy.
Well, all of those things are mind games that he plays. Nate has come on today to encourage you all. Listen, there's no need to be embarrassed
No.
where you are.
No.
He says, recognize what you have, look at yourself, and go get some mental help. There's doctors out there that have been trained, are waiting on you. And medication is good for you because they give you the medication that fits you.
Yes, ma'am.
And so is there anything else that you thought about that you'd like to say before we close up the show for people like yourself?
That you are a normal person, and if you feel that you are abnormal, please seek the help that you need.
Yes.
Please seek the help for you need, and they always got a support team and numbers that you can call. But your family, they're the one that also know your behavior and know when it's not tilted a little bit. But with the strength of the Bible and your support team, you could overcome it.
Right. How do you feel when you run into other people who are suffering?
Well,
now that you have standing in the light again a little bit, you know?
If we're talking, I'd be honest with them and tell them that I done went through it, and it is light at the end of the tunnel. All you have to do is just progress with it. Progress with that individual and be with them. If they need you, you be there for them, for us a phone call or just someone to talk to, and that will alleviate some of the stigma with it.
Mm-hmm. So now that you have shared your story, how do you feel?
Oh, a little weight lifted off my chest.
Feel like you've helped somebody?
I hope so, because like you stated earlier, Pastor, mental illness is just an illness, and a lot of people are suffering. They don't know they're suffering. I won't be honest with themselves.
That something is wrong.
That something is wrong.
Now tell me, how is the receiving of people now that you have come out, in a sense, and are doing well at this point? How do people receive you?
Oh, well, a lot better. And some didn't even know that I was like that. Some of my friends didn't know, but some did, and they would check on you, and that mean a lot. That support team really can mean a lot. I mean, you don't just drop your problems on someone. You ask for help, and they're there to help you.
Right. And I want to speak from the support team angle, because people can be so judgmental.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
They can come up with they would think you just lost your mind and is nuts and want to give up on you. And I really want to encourage those who, when you run into people like that, to be more open-minded.
Yes, ma'am.
Be more loving and more caring and understanding, and be willing to help, because he said more than once that they need the help, their support team around them. That's a part of their healing.
It is.
So if we're not there, we're distracting their healing.
True.
Wow. Well, that's it, guys. This show was all about encouraging others who are going through the same thing.
Yes, ma'am.
If you're out there and you're struggling with a mental illness, there's avenues out there for you.
Yes.
You can go see a doctor.
Yes.
You can call 911.
Yes.
You can even check yourself into a mental facility. You can go talk to family members and friends who love you.
Yes, ma'am.
And say something's going on. Go to people that you trust. Be willing to say, you know what? I realize that these voices that I'm hearing is not normal. And I realize that these big heads and different shapes that I'm seeing is not normal. There's got to be something wrong.
Right.
No one is going to think you're crazy.
No.
We're just going to be willing to look at you and say, hey, we love you and we want to help you. And so I just want to encourage you all to stand up. Go get the help you need. If you're experiencing these things, don't suffer any longer. Don't get to the point where you lose your mind and you
Right.
can't get it back.
No, ma'am.
Activate, be proactive now. Save yourself,
Yes.
because God is waiting on you. The doctors are waiting on you.
Yes.
And I'm expecting you
Okay.
to do well with yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.
Thanks for joining us on I've Got Something to Say. For more episodes, tune in to NDC International Network on Roku. Thanks for joining us on I've Got Something to Say. For more episodes, tune in to NDC International Network on Roku. Thanks for watching.